Band by Tyler Childers is going to be played maybe one of two ways, possibly in drop D tuning, which is what this guitar is currently tuned to, possibly in standard tuning. At the time of me doing this tutorial, there's no current live video of how Tyler Childers is playing this, so I'm having to speculate as to some of the chord shapes and may get proven wrong once a video of him and his band playing it actually surfaces, but this will get you 99% of the way. So, first thing to say is that on the recorded version, everything's happening on an electric guitar, which isn't really simple to pull off on an acoustic and make it sound perfectly right. This song definitely is best fit, or the stuff you're doing here is probably best fit for an electric guitar, but I like to just play on acoustic, so here's how you can pull it off on acoustic. If you tune into drop D, you lower your 6th string, which is usually at an E, tune it down to a D. So it's the same note as your 4th string, just an octave lower. The intro is going to be a G and a D over and over again. Now, to me, it sounds like Tyler Childers is not playing a traditional drop D G chord here, and it sounds to me more like it's this. So I've got a ring finger on the 5-string 5 fret, pinky finger on the 4-string 5 fret, 2nd finger on the 3-string 4 fret, and then my 1st finger barring the 3rd fret of strings 1 and 2. But if you want to simplify it, you can simplify it two ways. You can either A, just forget about your 2nd ring and pinky fingers and move your ring finger to the 6th string 5 fret and play it like that. Or if you're in standard tuning, just play a standard G-shaped chord. So you're hitting a G and then the D chord. Now, this chord, whenever you listen to the recorded version, this is what's making me think something's in a drop D, because I can hear like that really low 6th string there. So you hit the G, you go to a D, and it sounds like it's getting strummed down from high string to low string. Your D chord is 1st finger on the 3-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 2-string 3 fret, and 2nd finger on the 1-string 2 fret. So G, D, G, D, G, D. Now, while the G and D is taking place there, there's another guitar, the electric guitar, is going like something along those lines. So what I'm doing is I've got my pinky finger and my ring finger down on the 13th fret of strings 2 and 3. I'm pinching those two notes, and then I'm pushing my ring finger up to bend that note up to like bend it up 1 fret basically. And then I'm just kind of pulsing on it while I'll bend it back down and land on where my 1st finger has been the whole time, on the 3-string 11th fret. Or you could land it on the 3-string 10 fret and bend it up. Or something along those lines. The electric is doing something like that, and I feel like that part is kind of needed to feel, for the song to feel correct. So if you want to have somebody doing that. So the intro back and forth between G and D, G and D. The verse is going to be a D chord. Now, the way Tyler Childers plays it is it's basically just one strum and then drums are carrying things. But you've got the D chord for like 4 counts, 2, 3, 4, and then it goes to the G chord. Then it goes back to the D chord, and then it goes to an A chord. The way the A chord gets played is an open 5-string, ring finger on the 4-string 7th fret, 2nd finger on the 3-string 6th fret, and then 1st finger barring the 5 fret of strings 1 and 2. And then you hear that's 2nd and ring fingers on the 2nd finger on the 3-string, ring finger on the 1-string 7th fret. So I'm pinching those twice with like pick and with pick and 2nd finger on my right hand. After the 2nd pinch, you slide it up 2 frets so that now your ring and your 2nd fingers are on the 9th fret of the guitar. And then 1, 3, 1 is what it pedals between. And then it goes back to the D chord. Holds the D chord again. Back to the G chord. And this time coming out of the G chord, you slide down to, and you bend that note. That's an F note. It is the 4-string 3 fret. And then back into the D chord. And while that's happening, there's another guitar that is doing it on a lower note, like the 6-string 3 fret, if you're in drop D tuning. Then you come back to the D chord and hang on the A chord before going back to the D chord for the chorus. And the chorus is going to be Halle, G chord, like a G chord over Halle of Hallelujah, and Luya over the D chord. So G, D, 2, 3, G, D, 2, 3. Now there's a new chord that comes in after the 2 rounds of that in the chorus. You've got an E major 7. If you're in drop D tuning, the way that you're going to play that is second finger on the 6-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 5-string 2 fret, open 4-string, and first finger on the 3-string 1 fret. You can hear in this chord like the second finger lift up and hammer down to the 5-string 2 fret. And then after that, it's going to go to an A chord. In this A chord, sometimes I think it feels right to walk it down to an A7 by going. So that would be your A bar, or an A chord, so an open 5-string, first finger barring the second fret of strings 4, 3, and 2. So hit that once, and then change your fingering so that your second finger and your ring fingers are on strings 4 and 2 of the 2 fret, and then use your first finger to grab the 1 fret of the 3 string, and then lift your first finger to make it the 7 dominant chord. So it's going, you're really just moving this note. The 3-string 2, 3-string 1, 3-string open inside of an A chord. Then back to the D chord. So whenever we get back to this D chord, there's kind of a weird series of notes happening next. The bass is moving D, and so you might want to, sometimes it sounds right to do this on a guitar. The bass is moving D chord to an F sharp, to a G sharp. So the bass is going, and I would do that out of a D chord, moving with my pinky to the 6-string 4 fret. Then a G chord, then the G sharp. So the bass is doing that, but I can hear one guitar going D chord to a C chord. So moving, not a full C chord, but moving out of the D chord, going with the second finger to the 5-string 3 fret, and then hammering on 5-string 2 fret, and then something like a little F minor sort of chord. I've got my ring finger on the 4-string 3 fret, and my first finger on the 3-string 1 fret, and I'm just playing those two together. So like, and then D, 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 A, D, and then we're back at the beginning, and it just goes around again. Let me show you though, in a standard tuning, how that chorus is happening. So in a standard tuning, the chorus is running from the D, like these are, I guess, the technical real way to play these chords with one acoustic guitar. So you would run from the D to the F sharp, you would grab it with your thumb, go to a G, and then here's that weird chord. So it's the way that you would play that is you put your second finger on the 6-string 4 fret. I'm in standard tuning now, remember, I've brought my 6-string back up to an E. With your first finger, you want to bar the 3rd fret of strings 4, 3, and 2. You want to put your ring finger down on the 4 fret of the 3rd string. And then you want to reach back and grab with your pinky the 4th fret of the 1 string. So that's the technical correct way to play that chord. And in the recording of this song, I can hear one guitar that is hitting that high E string on that note. So there might be some guitar that's in standard tuning actually doing that right there. It's kind of hard for me to pick out which guitar part is doing what, but those are some movements that you have happening. The D chord to the F sharp to the G to that chord. And then back to the D chord, to the A chord, to the D chord. And then we're back at the intro where a guitar is going, that sort of stuff. Whenever you get to the solo break, it is running the chorus chords. It's running that chorus cycle of chords. So I think that I just covered everything that I meant to. Oh, last thing, whenever you're in the chorus, you can hear hammer-ons with the 1st finger in the D chord, 1st finger moving from 3-string open to 3-string 2 fret, and then hitting where your ring finger is on the 2-string 3 fretlet. That sort of feel. Okay, so that is Angel Band by Tyler Childers. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.